Hi students, if you are a person who's struggling to consistently put in effort for your GMAT or GRE preparation, probably it would be very beneficial for you if you wake up a few hours early and at the beginning of the day, if you can put in 1 or 2 hours for your GMAT or GRE preparation, that will help you take your preparation to the next level. Hi, I'm Jackson. I've scored 760 on the GMAT and I'm the course creator of best-selling Udemy courses on GMAT preparation and for GRE. You can take a look at the links in the description below and take a look at the courses if you're interested. Now, in this video, let me talk about why waking up early for your preparation would actually help you, and I'll also give you techniques that have worked out personally in my life. So I'll also talk about how you can actually wake up early in the morning and prepare. So first of all, why would it be beneficial to wake up a few hours early and prepare for the GMAT or for the GRE? Now, there is actually science that proves that right in the morning you are more prone to enter a state of flow in your preparation. So you have not spent energy facing the tasks for the day or doing work or facing the difficulties and challenges of the day. So you have just woken up after a good sleep and your mind is fresh and you're more prone to enter a state of flow, and if you study in a state of flow, you will cover more ground in shorter period of time, which will eventually help you succeed on the GMAT or the GRE. So do try waking up early and preparing for the GMAT or the GRE, and try to put in a few hours of preparation before your work starts. Now, I know that this is quite difficult for a lot of people. Now, for that reason, let me talk about a few practical techniques that will actually work. Now, because I know that this will work because I have implemented this in my own life and I have seen it work. So the technique that I'm going to talk about over here is something that I've learned from BJ Fogg, and it's from his book and his course Tiny Habits. Now, the same technique is also talked about in Atomic Habits, which is another book by James Clear. So what you need to do to actually be able to wake up consistently a few hours earlier and put in that time for your GMAT or GRE preparation is, don't try to immediately, like you've seen this video today, don't try to immediately wake up tomorrow a few hours, maybe 1 or 2 hours prior to your normal waking up time. So that will not work. Why is that so? First of all, I've tried that myself many times, and the problem is you may succeed waking up a few days with your sheer willpower in such a manner, but then eventually you will give up because you won't have sufficient willpower to sustain it continually. So what you need to do is, so that's technique number 1 that I'm discussing over here. What you need to do is you need to just wake up 15 minutes prior to what you're waking up currently. And remember, you have to be patient for this to work out. Now, let's say you're a person who wakes up at 8 o'clock in the morning and you want to wake up at 6 o'clock so that you can put in 2 hours of preparation for GMAT or GRE before you have to go with the other tasks for the day. Now, don't directly change your waking up time from 8 to 6. That will not work. What you need to do is you need to wake up at 7:45, which is 15 minutes prior to 8. Now, once you do that for a few days, maybe 3 or 4 days, and once you have succeeded waking up at 7:45, then change it to 7:30. Keep waking up at 7:30 for 3 or 4 days, then change it to 7:15, and in such a manner, in a staggered manner, you can go from 8 o'clock to 6 o'clock. So that is technique number 1. It's actually building a tiny habit. You have to do it in progressions of smaller amounts. Don't directly go from 8 to 6. Doing it in such a manner has multiple benefits. The first benefit is that, remember, always success causes more success. So when you see that you have actually woken up at 7:45, it will build in your self-confidence, and you will be able to go from 7:45 to 7:30 in a few days, and then you will be able to go to 7:15, 7, 6:45, 6:30, 6:15, and finally you will be able to reach your goal of waking up at 6. And the main benefit of this technique is that what you achieve will be consistent. Now, I have experienced that myself. So when I was working previously and I was preparing for some exam, so I used to consistently wake up as early as 3 o'clock in the morning, and I was in Delhi at that time. The climate used to get very cold, and my friends used to be surprised at how I used to consistently wake up in such a manner. Now the trick was this: don't directly try to wake up at 3 or 6 for that matter, as in the example that we discussed. You have to stagger it, alright? And remember, success breeds success. So when you see yourself succeeding, for example at 7:45, it'll give you the strength to go to 7:30 and so on. And in this method, you're not relying on your willpower. So willpower is a limited resource, and if you just try to wake up early by sheer willpower, it will not be consistent. But over here in this technique, you're building a habit, and habits are consistent. It'll help you consistently wake up early, and you will be able to prepare consistently, put in consistent effort for the GMAT or GRE. Now let me talk about a few more things that you can do on top of this to even supercharge this technique. So the first thing that you can do in addition to this is that you can maintain a streak log, right? So what is that actually? It could be a calendar, or it could be a notebook or something where you have the dates written down, and every day that you succeed in your target, like let's say your target was 7:45 a.m. to wake up at 7:45 a.m. and if you did that correctly, then you can mark a tick mark. So in such a manner you can maintain a streak log, and that will actually help you build your habit faster. You will see your success every day, and you wouldn't want to break that streak, right? So that will actually help you. So that is a powerful technique that you can add on top of this. Now the second powerful technique that you can add on top of this is that you can have a sheet with projections. Now what do I mean with that? Now one of the main problems that you will face is being patient with yourself when you're trying to implement this technique, because in the example for example in the example which we discussed, you wanted to wake up at 6 o'clock but you're starting at 7:45. So you have to be patient, and that's crucial for this to work out. If you directly go from 7:45 to 6:15, again you're depending on your willpower and it will not last. You won't be building a consistent habit. So it's challenging sometimes because you're ambitious, right? You want to quickly succeed in life, and for that reason sometimes it becomes difficult to maintain patience. Now to overcome this challenge, what you can do is you can have a projection. Now what do I mean with that? So you can have dates written down, and you can write against each date what is the target. So let's say for the next 4 days the target is 7:45, but then you will see that after 15, 16 or 20 days you can see as per your projection that you will reach 6 o'clock, and that is powerful because it gives you hope. It helps you stay consistent and patient and not jump the gun and slowly from 7:45 go up to 6. So that is technique number 3, which can help you stay calm and with patience build a tiny habit which actually becomes something powerful when you stay with it, patiently working on it. And you can go from, for example, from 8 o'clock to 6 o'clock, and then that gives you 2 hours to prepare for the GMAT or the GRE. Now let me talk about the final thing that you can do to supercharge this particular process of building a habit where you wake up early and you can put in 2 hours, for example, for your GMAT or GRE preparation. Now this is something that I did myself. Now I told you that many years ago when I was preparing for an exam, I used to wake up at 3 o'clock because I was working a full-time job at that time along with my preparation. So what I used to do is I used to build this tiny habit which helped me wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning, even during cold winter times. I did one thing to supercharge this process, and that was I made a commitment with myself that every time when I missed one of the targets, let's say for example for today, let's say my target was to wake up at 5 o'clock as per this staggering process, right, of going from let's say 7 to 3 o'clock. Now let's say my goal was to wake up at 5 o'clock, and every time I missed my goal, I had a commitment with myself that I would take $100 and put it into my roommate's box. So he had a box on his table where he used to keep money, and without him knowing, because I knew that he wouldn't agree to such a thing, so without him knowing I used to take 100 rupees and put it into his box. So that was actually punishment for myself for not adhering to the goal. So every time I missed a goal, my roommate used to get richer by 100 rupees without him knowing. So this is something that you can also do. You can commit to yourself that you will follow this process of going from waking up at 8 o'clock to 6 o'clock, and you have targets for every day in a staggered manner, and every day that you miss following through with your goal, you can commit to yourself that you would do something. Let's say you're going to give away $10 for something else, or just make a commitment with yourself, and when you actually fail, go ahead and do that, like lose that money. So that pain which will help you actually stay consistent. So there were days in which I wanted to sleep in, but then I knew that and I was short on money at that time, and I knew that if I did not wake up, I would lose 100 rupees, and that would also help me stick with my habit. And over a period of time, you will see that once you have built this habit, it will become stronger and stronger, and you would be able to easily wake up at 6 o'clock and put in 2 hours for your GMAT or GRE preparation. And remember, in the morning, right after you wake up, you are more prone to enter a state of flow where you can complete a huge portion of your syllabus in a relatively shorter span of time. All the best in your GMAT and GRE preparation.